On a recent visit to the Tijuana Slough National Wildlife Refuge in Imperial Beach, California, I started my day with a beach walk. I had the wildlife refuge on one side and the Pacific Ocean on the other. After spending just a short time on the beach, I was amazed at how much wildlife I'd already seen. First thing in the morning, I was greeted by dolphins swimming close to shore and surfing some waves. As I continued my walk, I saw pelicans, seagulls, snowy egrets, killdeer plovers and chicks, and even a couple of osprey. This day was off to a great start, but it was time to focus on today's mission, to find some Western Snowy Plovers and hopefully some chicks. Since Western Snowy Plovers are ground nesters and listed as threatened, the Wildlife Refuge has fenced off a protected area on the beach for them to nest. I have seen a few adult Western Snowy Plovers foraging amongst the kelp and in the sand around me, and just kind of waiting to see if any chicks show up. I know there are some nests behind me in the nesting area, and so I'm just kind of waiting to see if any of them come down that little sandbank and down to the sand and the kelp to forage. Got my long lens ready, and I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted. After laying in the wet sand for about 45 minutes and just hoping some chicks would show up, I saw some movement out of the corner of my eye, and I thought it was like a leaf blowing in the wind or something. But after looking at it through my lens, I saw that it was a Western Snowy Plover chick. And actually there were 3 of them. So I just stayed in my spot and I hoped that they would make their way toward me. And actually they did. They're so cute. They're like little cotton balls with legs, just running around. They're very fast. And they were catching insects and foraging amongst the kelp at the high tide line. The chicks seemed fairly independent. And one of the chicks seemed to be a little bit more independent than the others and actually came pretty close to me a few times. The father was close by, but not as close as I would have expected. I did do a little bit of research, and apparently it's the father that usually raises the chicks. After the chicks hatch, the mother flies off and finds a new mate and starts a new nest. And it's the father that stays with the chicks the first 4 weeks of their lives until they fledge, until they fly off on their own. So I thought that was very interesting, very cool. So the footage you see is basically as close as they came to me. I didn't want to approach them. I wanted to give them their space, and I'm staying on the wet sand below the high tide line. They just ran up to the nesting area to forage up there, and I'm just waiting to see if they come back down, and I will show you what I got.